Greetings, terrestrials! The date is October 5th, 2022. The Earth is in retrograde, and these are some strange times indeed. Welcome, of course, to Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McAllister. I, of course, am your host, Cliff McAllister, the Czar of the Bazaar. Every week on this show, we gather right here on our little humble space at twitch.tv/strangetimesindeed to discuss the unexplained. If you can't explain it, we want to hear about it. That's right. Every week we take calls on this show. We open up our phone lines right here on Zoom, and we invite you, the viewers, to give us a call to share your experiences with the unexplained right here before the world. Strange things are happening everywhere, all the time, every single day, and this is our chance to take down the barriers that say, you can't talk about that weird thing. Talk about your weird thing here. Welcome, Gilded Daffodil. Welcome, Big Sack. Welcome to everybody else who's watching but not signing off in the chat. Kind of rhymes. Have a little tea. Have a little tea with your evening program. It has been so long, my friends. I think the last time we saw most of each other, it was when we did our 2-year anniversary show. And then I accidentally went on summer vacation. And sometimes we get real busy and life grabs us by the horns and we say, I don't have time to do the thing I want to do. But now we have that time again. And so here we are. And we're coming back week after week. This is the big, most important thing right off the top. Week after week, we are back again. But we are on Wednesday nights instead of Thursday nights. So we are moving from Thursdays to Wednesdays right here, 9 o'clock. And here you all are. So you're doing great already. And I will hopefully continue to do great as well, and we will all show up week after week. Next week, I'm doing the show remote, and we're still doing it. That's gonna be great. So come and join us right here, twitch.tv/strangetimesindeed. If you're not following us like our friends Frady Cadigan, Leah Seltz, and formerly Mean Kathleen, who all joined us since our last stream. As of the one we did in the middle of September. There it is. Welcome to the three of you and everyone else viewing. We've missed you! I've missed you! Steven has missed you, I'm sure.
I've missed every single one of you.
Steven, and you've got your own glasses now, too. Look at you, you little sophisticate.
Blue light blocking. Whoa, there's Carly coming out of the corner over here.
Oh my gosh, it's like a little reunion.
Welcome back, everybody.
Everyone's showing up. It's one of them drinky birds.
It's a drinky bird. It's a
human
drinky bird. Cup of tea, drinky bird. Cup of tea, drinky bird.
Everyone, get your cup of tea and have a little drinky bird.
This actually is supposed to be Carly's mug with the K, and I use it for the drinky bird.
I hate that mug. It's my least favorite mug.
My heavens, well, all right. Speak your truth.
Speak your truth. Speak the truth.
Speak your truth, Speak your truth, speak the truth. If that's your least favorite mug, you've got to say it. Let me tell you, people, I was in the Regal Cinemas just last night enjoying that brand new David Bowie motion picture. I'm sitting there watching the new Regal ad for Pepsi Cola, where everyone comes out and they just quote movie lines at random throughout, and they kind of stitch it together into a commercial. I've sat through this ad many, many times, and my partner beside me said, I hate this ad so much. And I felt such a relief lift off my chest. I said, at last, someone has said it. I'm a Regal Unlimited gal. I see all movies that come out, that is. And so I have to be a good company gal. But finally, somebody said it. That ad is so bad. Thank you, Gilded Daffodil. This was actually made by our good friend Frady Cadigan at Wild Thing Pottery. This was a pandemic gift. And God bless it, I love it. We'd never do the show without it. Never! Except maybe when I go on the remote show, but that's because it's very nice, and I don't want to, like, screw it up by traveling. It lives at home base, you know? It's home. It's a little bit of home. Alright, well, that's a little bit of your tea time this morning. But, there it is. It's time for Top Stories! News from around the globe! Extraterrestrial oddness, strangeness, every little bit and bob on thing that's going on. Our first top story to bring us right back. And here we are returning to Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McAllister for the first time since our 2-year anniversary show. And here's our big news right off the top. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, and every single one of you who exists beyond that spectrum. You wonderful and incredible celestial beings, each and every one of you. Here's our top story. Velma Dinkley is a lesbian. That's right, the Scooby-Doo icon, Velma Dinkley, is canonically a lesbian. And let's get this, sad news, this special is not streaming on HBO Max where all the other Scooby-Doo things are, so I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. But here's where we confirm it. I mean, this is big stuff for Velma Dinkley. In the new Scooby-Doo Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo animated movie, Velma's quote, and I quote, Velma's glasses fog up and she clearly develops a crush on the female character Coco Diablo. So there it is, everybody. Congrats to Velma. Welcome to the club, Velma. Hey, thank you, Roger Dodger. Oh, no, that's Rich Al Grande. Hey. Thank you. Our lovely, our incredible friend, member of the community, Clark Kent, Isaac here, did it yesterday, so we would still have it for the show. But one day I'm gonna make him do it before every broadcast. All right, moving on to our next top story. Congratulations to Velma, by the way. Drama in the Nessie community. That's right, we've got some big-time drama happening right now. Sides are divided, and I want to get your opinions on this, everybody viewing along at home. This is coming from Coast to Coast AM, simmering debate over potential webcam sightings of Loch Ness Monster have intensified as critics of such reports have now started a petition calling for these cases to be stricken from the official record. The effort is reportedly the work of a group of Nessie fans dubbed the Falkirk Boys, who say they felt compelled to make such bold appeal following last month's launch of 5 new live webcams surrounding the iconic Scottish site. In their petition, which can be found here, which is then linked on the website, they argue that webcam sightings are of such poor quality that they have a detrimental impact on the standard and myth of Nessie. So, what's your take here in the chat? Like, let's be real. Does that count? It's on a webcam. Would a webcam Nessie sighting, does that cut the mustard for you at home? If you think it doesn't, then we will have that petition on our website for you to sign if you feel so compelled to. That website is strangetimesindeed.com. That's right, we have a website now. How nice to have a little website. You can find out info about the show. You can watch old videos. You can see what we're up to. You can look at artwork. You can find links to this page here on Twitch, links to our Patreon page. It's all there at strangetimesindeed.com. I believe the issue is that there are already webcams up. According to the news article, there have been 5 new webcams that have gone up in like the past month. And they're saying that with the amount of webcams here, It's the quality is not good enough, and the standard of research is just kind of pointing a camera there and seeing what they just don't think it's that credible, I suppose. Or that the quality is not very good. Now, you could probably get a pretty good camera and attach it. I'm sure Steven would know how to do it. I mean, if the one we use for this show, probably not. But I bet you could get like a real good like nature camera just set up on a live feed somewhere. Wouldn't be that hard. Steven, what do you think?
Sounds like something that you might try and set up to get a picture of Bigfoot.
Oh. Like a trail cam.
People have been setting up like some crazy trail cams before. I mean, if they could do it, we could do it.
People are saying in the chat they want to send you to Loch Ness to investigate.
I can go. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you get to go to Loch Ness.
I can go.
I'll just stay back here, I guess.
I'd be honored. I don't know that I would do as good of a job as Cliff here. But if you want to fly me out, if you want me to go in a boat, however you're trying to get me there, I'll be there. I'll find it, or do my best to find it. I can't guarantee. I can't make promises.
Okay, here's a new twist in the chat. Ripcord Chickadee says, "Who did they catch swimming naked on the webcam?" Something like that is behind the suppression. They think that some people have been skinny dipping in Loch Ness, and then they learned about these webcams, and they're like, "We can't have people looking at this for Nessie stuff, because this is our nudie swimming spot."
Oh yeah. That's why they're hiding the monster.
There's speculation here that it could be a top government official. Quick, who are the top government officials in Scotland? And could we get in really bad trouble if we continue this bit? A very cold vicar of Loch Ness's night swim is ruined. All right, we are hot on the trail of these Loch Ness nudists trying to clamp down on scientific research just because they like to swim nude with Nessie. Naked with Nessie and Loch Ness. Who wouldn't? Who among us wouldn't want to skip down to our skivvies and swim totally nude in Lake Loch Ness? Perhaps among one of the greatest lake creatures there ever were. Of course they wouldn't want that on the camera. How could you capture such a beautiful moment? An award-winning romance, Cliff. Night swimming with Nessie. See? Okay, now you have to send us both there. Maybe I'm doing synchronous.
One to live it and one to film it.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's our budget. That's our budget. It supports the two of us very, very poorly. And you can do it too if you support us at patreon.com/strangetimesindeed. All right, what's next up on our news stories? Oh, hey, guess what, everybody? Guess what? Our top, so over the summer, right there at our 2-year anniversary episode, we had the first UAP report. And we got to do a breakdown of that, and you can see that at strangetimesindeed.com. But we did a breakdown of that, and this just coming up right around the corner, we get our very first annual UAP report. They're supposed to report a declassified report annually out to Congress and the public, and that is going to be coming out. Drumroll, please, everybody. The first date for that, get ready. It is going to be Halloween, October 31st, 2022 is the deadline for the first annual UAP report. And of course, a fantastic date. We're gonna have to do something. We're gonna do something, if not during the day, during that night. We'll figure it out. But that's not the only thing happening in Halloween. You rock and rollers. You crazy, crazy cool cats. I, Cliff McAllister, Czar of the Bazaar, am going to be hosting a trick or treat top Halloween show at Joe Squared in Baltimore. It's a pizza place and bar with, oh my gosh, I don't have the band names in front of me, but we've got the promo. We're going to air that during the intermission. This is not my official taping of the promo. It's there at the intermission, and that will remind me. I wasn't planning to drop into it now, but if we're talking about Halloween, it's important that you know on October 29th, I don't think I said the date, but October 29th, we're going to be doing that show. I'm hosting it. We've got 3 incredible bands. Joe, it is Theophobic. Steven, are you able to look that up? Can you look up those band names, please?
I'm on the case.
Thank you so much. I want to do a good job being a host, but clearly I'm a little rusty, and that's that's part of why we gotta get back into doing the show every single week, and here we are doing it. You and me and all of us, we're gonna do more of the show, and we're gonna do streams. It'll all be so much fun. Oh, all right, here we go. Okay, we've got one more news story for you. This is coming out of Rockford, Illinois. We got some new Mothman sightings, and we got a whole thing. Steven can here. I'll move this with me. Alright, well, this is almost right where it needs to be. Alright, and there we are. Alright, so this is news coming out of singular14.com. New Mothman sightings from Illinois. This is sightings coming from Rockford, Illinois, right by, what is the name of the location? By Fork Kent Creek. This sighting occurred back on June 20th. Around 1 a.m. And what I think is notable about this sighting is that this is also a sighting here that also encounters both an encounter with the Mothman herself, perhaps. This is some sort of winged creature, and an unidentified aerial phenomenon. Which is so common as to how it happened back when John Keel experienced the Mothman during the Mothman prophecies in his groundbreaking cryptozoological interdimensional book there. So there we go. Oh, quick water break. Remember to hydrate, everybody. This is, it's a woman, her name is Shayna. She's talking about the experience here at Fort Kent Creek. Often she refers to it as a canal. I just kind of read the testimony. But when she's talking about the canal, she's referring to the creek. This happened around 1 in the morning, and she notes that the area around it was particularly well lit, just due to the shops that were kind of in the area, uh, lighting up and kind of reflecting off and creating that vibe. I heard a screech that made me turn my head toward that direction, and then it looked like it crawled up out of the canal, because I saw this black silhouette flowing up and on to the embankment. That's when you could see the black silhouette against the light on the other side. You could clearly see this black blob moving across. And then my mom looked over because she saw something in the corner of her eye, and obviously I was already looking over there. She saw the black blob, and then it took flight within the tree line. We could clearly see the shape of the wings and the size of the thing going through the tree line, though obviously I can't say it was through the tree line. But it could have been just above the canal, like the water, but we saw it completely pass, like we saw it go through. Shayna, speaking with Tobias Wayland of the Singular Fortean, notes that the creature was comparable to the character Marcus from the film Underworld. It had a humanoid appearance with bat-like wings. She noted it was massive, hunched over, though she notes specifically it did not have glowing red eyes like folks have been describing with the Illinois Mothman sightings. This was seemingly a large black flying humanoid shrouded in darkness there, but no red eyes. Tangential question: is the Mothman drawn to flames or light like moth brethren canonically? That's a great question, Ripcord Chickadee. I don't believe there's a specific drawing of the Mothman to light in studies. Its appearance is more moth-like, but its behavior is more unpredictable, one might say. Anyway, these two, this woman, Shayna, and her mother, they stay outside. They keep going around, and they swing out. They go, and they are hanging out back at home. They go back to their house. Their roommate goes out to get some, I don't know, some bubble gum, some cigarettes from the cigarette store. They can go to the gas station for 15 minutes, is what it says. Shayna and her mom stay back. And they're hanging out outside. They're looking around. She says, my mom and I were still outside in this light. It almost looked like it was glowing. It looked like if you were to see a sort of stingray. Like a glowing stingray in the air. It materialized above the air, maybe 50 or 60 feet above the air, above the empty lot, and then it had wings that were very fluid moving, very slow moving, very thin. Like if you look on the side of a stingray, we could see the thing almost glowing against the dark sky, and there was nothing that could have reflected off or that could have caused that, like a spotlight. It was an actual physical thing there in the air. It didn't look white, it looked like light, almost like a translucent whitish light. It wasn't just a white object because the sky was pitch black. We saw the whole thing glowing like a glowing silhouette. It flew very smoothly and fluidly over the street. It generally stayed the same height in the air, and then it turned around, came back, and literally disappeared in the same spot that it materialized. It didn't go down. It didn't go up. It just vanished. And there it is. So that's that Mothman UAP sighting. Whoa, okay. And there goes the chat. Woo. How about that? Okay. Well, that sums up our top stories. It's 9:31. We're gonna take a quick break here. Steven, do you have the name of that band? Those bands?
Check the comments.
Oh, rock and roll. All right, Trick or Treat Top. This is coming to Joe Square, Baltimore on October 29th at 8 p.m. It's including music from Theophobia, Tallwell, and The Mood, and hosted by myself, Cliff McAllister. There will be a costume contest. There will probably be candy. There'll definitely be pizza. And there'll definitely be me. So put that on your calendars, everybody. Steven, let's go to a quick intermission. When we come back, I'll tell you a little bit more about what's been going on in this space here, and we'll open our phone lines in case anyone has a story they'd like to share this evening. All right. Stay strange, terrestrials.
Treetop Studio presents Trick or Treetop at Joe Square. Saturday, October 29th, 8 o'clock p.m. Music by Theophobia, The Mood, Tallwell. Hosted by Cliff McAllister. Costume contest? All night happy hour. Just $5 at the door. Be there or be square.
Greetings, terrestrials! The date, of course, October 5th, 2022. The Earth is back in retrograde, and these are some strange times indeed. I, of course, am your host, Cliff McAllister, the Czar of the Bizarre. Every week here on Strange Times Indeed, we gather to share your experiences with the strange and unexplained, be it extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings, ghosts, goblins, spooks, and specters. If you can't explain it, we want to hear about it. Phone lines are open. We got a whole new Zoom link right here in the chat, so feel free to join us. We'd love to hear from you. We would love to hear about what you've experienced. I see we do have one person in the chat, and I think even this person sent me a video that I did a bad job preparing for. But I can grab us real quick and send over to you, Steven, I think. And when I do that is...
Oh, yes. Video. I will accept the video.
Great. Wonderful. Steven, you are thebomb.com. Has anyone ever told you that?
If someone has told me that, Cliff, you might have been the one to have told me that.
Well, you know, it's something that we are allowed to say on the internet. You thebomb.com. It is a totally cool and chill thing to say. Steven, every day that you work on this show is a blessing. You know how hard it is when I have to do this all on my lonesome?
You know what I was just thinking? If I was a co-host on Zoom, I could help out even more and
I know,
maybe
because you could approve the
look out
person sitting
for
in
the
waiting
person
room.
calling in. But I don't know that we got there because hey, we're back. This is show 1
That's
of
right,
being
baby.
back. Do you see all this new stuff? I mean, look at this artwork. Look, Cliff drew
Yes, yes.
this.
Oh,
Cliff,
yes,
you
yes.
drew this,
Can you
right?
bring that bigger?
Oh, you want it bigger? Hold on,
Bring
just
that
one
bigger.
moment.
Show
Just
off
one
that hot babe
moment.
right there while I send that video to you. Okay, there should be a video in your email, Steven. Don't worry about making that babe hotter. Oh, look, there she is.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah. There I am. That's me taking your calls. Getting zapped up into space. The work I do for you to keep them legs looking so nice.
Wow.
All right, let's bring in our good friend here. Rich Del Grande, friend of the show. Hey, look, timed out with the music. And that's how you know it's all coming together. All right, let's see. Let me update my thing so I can see. Oh, I think we might be getting a sound loop. No, I'm just hearing a lot. Okay, boom, 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 boom. There we go, gallery. Oh, okay, we are connecting to audio here with Rich. We will have them there in a moment. But hey, folks at home, did you not see the Halloween show coming up? Trick or Treetop at Drow Squared in Baltimore, October 29th at 8 p.m. Theophobia, Tallwell, The Mood, costume contest, and it's only $5 to get in. Can you imagine getting such incredible deals on your entertainment? All right, okay, let's see. Rich, could you join us here? Let's see if we can bring him up.
Hey, you got me?
I gotcha.
All right, awesome. Hey.
Hey, Rich, tell us, what have you experienced?
Wait.
Hey, so-
We need permission to view you
Yes,
your
legal
video.
department.
Would you like us to show your face? Could we reveal your image on the
Yeah,
stream?
dude. Yeah, reveal all.
Reveal all. Thank
Yeah.
you, Rich. Thank you.
Wonderful. One of our lawyers will come by to get you to sign that in blood later.
Yeah, that's fine. As
Great.
long as it's as long as the blood is maybe a little bit intoxicated, it's fine with me.
Hey, great. Then our standards aren't that high. So tell us, what have you experienced, Rich?
Hey, so this was like 2 weeks ago. It was at my wife's sister's wedding. We were in St. Michael's, Maryland. And it was like after the ceremony, everybody was hanging out outside, and then everybody noticed it was almost like a rocket kind of thing. It was
Right.
it was like afterburners, like you know how on the rocket or like a big jet or something like that. It's like if you drew like a picture of like if a kid drew a picture of a rocket, the number one thing they would do is just like the big blast coming out of the back.
Yeah, the flames there.
Yeah, the flames. So it was like these white, like super white flames, but like you couldn't really make out any kind of craft, just like maybe like a little bit of a craft, but the white flames was like the big thing. And this was like 9 o'clock at night, so it was like pretty dark. So the flames and whatever was creating the flames was going up like at about this speed, not super fast, but definitely not an airplane, because the thing that eventually at first we were like, oh, we looked at the flames and then we were like, there's no lights on anywhere around the flames.
Right.
And most aircraft, I think almost all aircraft are supposed to have like lights on it so you can see.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something, there's something, so you would take notice of it, but there was nothing going on. It was just the flames. So it was going up like this, and we all just kind of, it took us a while to realize like maybe this is something. And then it did like a sharp, like went to the left. It wasn't like like most aircraft.
Yeah.
Will like curve or slowly, like you see the trajectory, but this was just like an immediate left turn.
If it's something that's launching upwards, it doesn't suddenly go bang.
Yeah. So that was kind of weird. And then after it did it kept going for like another minute, and then long enough for all of us to be like, hey, I think this is like some kind of unidentified aircraft. And then I think it went in the opposite direction of us, so it went like straight away. So we saw the afterburners kind of fizzle out, and then it just kind of disappeared.
That's strange. And I think you sent in some footage of this.
Oh yeah, I got after it made the left. I was like, I should try to get a little video. It's just like a 5-second thing, but I sent it to you. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing about, like, I mean, your first thought upon seeing this wasn't, I have to get video. I mean, it came up pretty quick, but I mean, in like, you have a brief moment of time to witness this incredible event.
Yeah, we were all just like, well, this is cool, but we kind of just shrugged it off, like we weren't like, oh, it's a plane, but you're just like, whatever this is, it's kind of neat.
Yeah. And you didn't, like, because I feel like you mentioned, did you check there weren't any things on the flight logs or anything going on in that area?
Yeah. So like recently, I forget, pretty recently, Hannah, my wife, downloaded the flight, so you can see like what airplanes are like there's some kind of app, and you can see if there's any airplanes in the area. And once we started looking at it, she immediately pulled up the app, and she was like, there's no airplanes listed that are in the area.
That's so strange. And
so
I
there's no
imagine if there was some sort of like launch going on, that would be noted on there or something.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's in St. Michael's, so I don't think there's any kind of, there's like an airport around there, but nothing that's going to have afterburners on it. It's just kind of like small, like 2-person planes.
Right. Unless they're like launching something out of the Washington Monument, and you could just shoot it out of there or something.
But it reminded me, because like I think the last time, or one of the last times that I was on the show, one time I was talking about like a paranormal situation, but I think I might have also talked about the unidentified thing that I saw. This was maybe like 10 years ago. It reminded me a lot of the same thing, where the thing itself, like you could see the afterburners, but the thing itself was almost shrouded in like it was trying to disguise the craft itself, but the afterburners, just like it couldn't disguise that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the thing itself was almost made it look, or whatever they got was almost like it was behind the clouds.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see the craft, but then it's hard. I don't know how even alien technology can disguise the big ball of flame that's like making the thing move around.
Right. Or even just the way it interacts with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Steven, do we have that footage?
I believe I've got the video. I
Alright.
was unable to scan it with my eyes before quickly putting it into the show file here. So I have no idea what we're about to see. And
yeah, nothing
I have
graphic,
no
nothing
idea.
too crazy.
I have no idea if
I've
it's gonna
seen
work.
I've seen it before.
I have no idea if it's gonna work. I'm gonna
see.
press the let's look at it button, and we'll be looking at it together. Hopefully, here we go.
That's a UFO, man.
There it is. And that's kind of there where it fades out at the end.
Yeah, that's when I think it went in away from us, which is like, seems like it goes pretty quickly in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Steven, can we bring that up and loop it?
You know what? Looping it sounds like a great idea. Let's loop this bad boy.
Let the people at home get a good
That's a
view.
UFO, man.
So this was right after it made like the hard left.
Yeah.
That's a
Also,
UFO,
I just
man.
realized the audio levels were probably quite high on that bad boy when we first started
That's
it.
a UFO, man.
Oh,
I
sorry.
just turned it. I just turned it down
That's a
slightly,
UFO, man.
and I think I may go ahead and mute it because you're probably listening to the same 5 seconds over and over again. We're taking a look at this video.
Yeah, you're just gonna hear me go, that's a UFO.
That's
Is that what he's saying? Oh man, I wish I could hear it.
But it's like, so there had just been like a big fireworks display. So I don't know if whatever it is was interested in that. Maybe that got the craft's attention.
Right.
Because like there's not a whole lot of fireworks in September, and also like that area is just kind of like a pretty quiet kind of area. So maybe it was in the area, and then it saw, oh, there's a bunch of fireworks going off. Maybe I should like check this out.
Over here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible. What and fantastic to be able to kick things off with this. Look at that.
I'm
Whatever
perplexed.
it is.
It's
And
just like I don't ever see afterburners at nighttime, and then also no lights. Like the plane, like you'll always be like, oh, let me look up in the sky, and you see maybe that's a star or something, and then eventually you'll see there's like a light that lets you know that it's an airplane.
how did you feel in that moment when you saw this?
It was pretty wild, but I think I was like, I'm super open to paranormal and extraterrestrial type stuff, so it didn't really like I wasn't like freaked out. I was just like, oh, cool. But it's like I've seen that kind of stuff before, and I know relatives and friends that have also like seen that kind of stuff. So I'm just like, oh, awesome. Like, I don't think it's scary. It's just like it's like reinforces something that like I think that there's other stuff out there.
Yeah. That's wonderful, Rich. Thank you for sharing that with us today.
But yeah, absolutely, man. I'm glad you guys are back on the air.
Yeah, we're so glad to be back. We're having a blast.
Sweet.
Well, Rich, anything else you'd like to share before we send you off?
Hey, I'm excited for the show. You guys, the show you're going to be hosting. It's cool to host, to be finally like hosting something like in real life.
Yeah. And I've
Well,
always,
but no, I correct myself because you did a show.
we
You
did
did
the
something,
Halloween show last year. We did
yeah,
Halloween Mass at Met Comedy Night. You
yeah,
can
with this,
catch that on our YouTube channel. You can watch that whole thing if you're
yeah,
in Halloween
with the,
spirit.
you did like a sing along.
Yeah, we all rose and we sang the Monster Mash. Oh, maybe we should get in touch with one of these bands and see if someone wants to do the Monster Mash.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
It would be a smart move to get everybody on stage to do the
Yeah,
Monster.
you have so many musicians. Like,
Yeah,
why? Somebody's bound to be able to figure it out.
right. Sorry, you have to sing the Monster Mash at a Halloween show.
Yeah, especially one hosted
The
by Cliff
rule.
McAllister.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be a blast. So yeah. Well, we hope we'll see you there.
Yeah,
And
for
if you're
sure.
in the crowd, we hope if you're in the chat, we hope we'll see you there. Rich, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. Stay strange.
Yeah.
Oop. Uh, okay, great. I knew how to send him back to the waiting room, which was just like sending someone back to purgatory. All right.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. No. Yeah. He could still be on the Zoom call, but just in the waiting room.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody. Well, wow. We're getting towards oh, wonderful. The last cozy couple minutes of the evening. We get to talk about, oh my goodness, all of the strange things that have happened here in the studio in between our last broadcast and now. Because it's been a hot minute since we've done this show. I never know where to look. Hold on one moment. There we go. Okay, it's been a forever since we've done this show. Which means it's been a forever since I, Cliff McAllister, have been a spirit in the ether, and now here I am back again, and just that very first night I kind of popped back and started working and tinkering on things and getting all the puzzle pieces back together so we can get back to doing this show. I was settled. I had done some time on the theremin, which is set up right across from the set here, and I had just finished doing a round on the theremin. I was sitting down to do some stuff on the computer, and then all of a sudden, this music box that we have right here. Suddenly, I'm sitting there all alone. I have not touched this music box in months. It just lives there, and it plays memories from cats. All of a sudden, from across the room, just a little ding, 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 ding. And I thought, was that my phone? And then I realized what exactly the sound was coming from, and I looked over at the music box, and the tinkling stopped, and then I did what I would call a mistake, in my opinion, because I admittedly sat there across the room from an incredible, unexplainable event happening within the bounds of our own studio here, and I said, that's not cool. When in fact, what had just happened was actually very, very cool. And I immediately sent kind of a negative message to this presence that had so graciously visited our studio, whatever it is, and inhabited this music box here. So after that night, uh, we're trying to regain good graces with this spirit, and so we've adjusted the theremin here. Originally, it was just facing against the wall. It was facing the books here, and it's nice to have books to look at, but when you're channeling the cosmic energies through the theremin. Sorry for anyone who gets motion sick. When you're channeling the energies through the theremin, you want to direct them in some sort of presence, in some sort of direction. And right now we were just kind of funneling energies into a wall of books. So why not funnel them into the music box? We pivoted the direction, and now we're trying to reawaken this entity, whatever it is, and hopes of gaining its favor. So that's going on, and also not long after this, I'd say probably within a month, I am up here once again doing some work, and I'm up here with our little intern Spangler. And for most of the duration of this story, I will let you know right off the bat, he is under the chair that I am sitting on right here. I'm sitting at the computer, and I hear, oh, the record finished. The record finished, and the needle lifted up and set down. There is a noise from across the room that I was not expecting. And so, but I know what that one was. I hear this skittering on the door on the other side of the room, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, did I go to the bathroom over there and then leave Spangler in there?" And so I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "Whoops!" And so I go over there to start to do this thing, and so here's the door. This is the door right here. And I go over I hear this skittering, and I see something kind of like poke out a little bit from underneath the creak in the door. And Spangler's a little cat. So his whole thing, he'll stick his little paw under the door. That's what I thought. That's what I thought we were getting. That's what we thought. And then like something straight out of a horror movie, out from underneath the door, army crawls a little bat, crawls out from underneath, and then kind of like crawls on the floor just a little bit, kind of makes its way over, but doesn't go underneath the chair. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I realized pretty quickly that I thought Spangler was under the chair. I was like, oh, then he wasn't in there. He was under the chair where I thought he was. Bats on the ground. And so I am also, once again, look, I frighten. And I said, get up, get up, get out, get out. And I started screaming because I was like, wherever Spangler is, I need to get him up so I can see him, grab him, and run. So he's out of room where Bat is, because I don't know if Bat is safe. I don't know if Bat has rabies, but statistically a lot of them do. And he's up to date on his shots, but I still worry. And so he has not come out from under the thing, but at this point the Bat has I guess perhaps been startled by the noise, most likely. Startled by the noise. Look, we're not perfect. And starts flying around the room. And it's flying around the room in circles, and I'm like, okay. And I run over and I open up the window that is across the room. I open up the window, and it is flying around in circles, and then at a certain point Spangler pokes his head out from under the chair and he's like, what's going on? And there's a bat flying around the room, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I run and I scoop him up and I duck out the door and I close it behind us, so bat's just kind of circling around, and I run downstairs. Anyway, long story short, we call animal control. An animal control guy comes. The bat has settled. It has flown around the room, and then it perches right up here where I'm pointing, on the top of the door frame right there. This light, positioned on the wall like this, the bat is literally like found its spotlight, like a freaking actor bat. And so animal control came, brought a coffee cup, a big coffee can, locked up, got it in there, easy peasy, and took the bat away to get tested, and rest her soul, she did not have rabies. But in honor of bat, we've got new bat. Look at this. Look at this new bat that lives on set. This is a grade A Halloween decoration right here. You see its little face with its crazy eyes and its little legs, its little chicken legs. So in honor of bat, we have bat. Lives up here. Bat. And there it is. So now you're caught up on all the events. We had a wonderful call. We've got a rock and roll show coming at the end of the month, and we're on Wednesdays now at 9:00. So what joy, what fun! I'm so glad to be back here, and I'm so glad to have each and every one of you back here. Steven, anything you're up to that you wanna plug?
Not that I can think of at the moment. Carly is in Rainbow Fish.
Oh yes.
So this is the last weekend to see Rainbow Fish, the musical.
I saw Rainbow Fish, a delightful show. A delightful show about a little stuck-up fish who learns a lesson.
That stuck-up fish does learn a lesson in a beautiful way.
Yeah, because I mean, who doesn't want a fan to come up and ask you for a piece of your body?
Yeah, that's essentially like what happens with the scales in the book Rainbow Fish. When you make it into a play and there's a person saying, I don't want to rip off part of my body, but also it's like they're not sharing.
They're not sharing, and you have to share your body with everyone. That's not the message.
That's not the
we're
message.
putting here.
That's not
Look,
the message.
Your body, your choice. That's Yoko Ono's cut piece. Thank you, Ripcord Chickadee. Ba-dum-chee.
I happen to design the set for the production.
Oh, and you designed the set. There you go.
So if you
That alone, reason to talk about it.
you feel like you grow gills when you walk into the theater because you believe that you're underwater. Let's just say that.
Well, thanks, Steven. Now we have to do like a swamp creature photo shoot in there before they get rid of it. And I have no time to make that happen. Bummer. All right, well, we're gonna remember that because that set rules. I was looking at that and I was like, I gotta talk to Steven about this because this thing's freaking cool. We can do stuff like this.
Oh yeah, man.
The MoMA.
Who knew I could be so crafty?
You're a crafty fella.
I am.
Roy saying it. Very talented.
Oh, stop.
You are. Everyone, tell him he's talented in the chat. Ha ha ha, inflate his ego.
Stop.
Alright, okay, you're too kind. Thank you everybody for tuning into Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McAllister. I, of course, have been your host, Cliff McAllister, the Czar of the Bizarre. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9 o'clock right here on twitch.tv/Strange Times Indeed. Until next week, stay strange, terrestrials!